Kurumjai, good evening. You are watching Primetime English Bulletin on SKTV. And I'm Victoria Rajkumari. Before we begin, let's take a look at the headlines first. Lok Sabha confirms imposition of President's rule in Manipur with members across party lines supporting the decision but slamming centre for situation in the state. Parliamentary Standing Committee on Education, Women, Children, Youth and Sports presents a 365th report recommending urgent attention to plight of Manipur's displaced women and children. BJP Manipur Pradesh forms committee for fair delimitation process, reaffirms stand against delimitation based on 2001 census data. And villages in Bishnupur district report large number of cattle missing, with several found injured with bullet wounds. And now the top stories. In a rare wee-hour session, Lok Sabha has adopted resolution validating imposition of President's rule in Manipur. Union Home Minister Amit Shah moved statutory resolution in the Lok Sabha on a proclamation of President's rule in Manipur around 2 a.m. today, followed by discussion. The House passed the resolution by voice vote after a 40-minute discussion, during which 8 opposition lawmakers spoke and Amit Shah also responded. Responding to opposition, Union Home Minister Amit Shah said the government has taken up all possible steps to bring back normalcy in Manipur. He asserted that there has been no violence in Manipur in the last 4 months. He said talks were on with both Meitei and Kuki communities for a peaceful solution. However, the Union Home Minister also informed the House that as long as people are in relief camps, the situation in Manipur cannot be considered satisfactory. Speaking further, Home Minister Amit Shah said the ethnic violence in Manipur had started following an order of the state's High Court. While urging not to politicize the Manipur issue, Amit Shah said the government acted promptly. He added that the government airlifted security forces on the day the High Court passed the order. The violence started in the aftermath of the High Court order, which was interpreted differently by both groups. With the approval of Lok Sabha today, Rajya Sabha may likely pass a resolution upholding the imposition of President's rule in Manipur. The President's rule can be extended every 6 months with approval from Parliament.
दो मीटिंग दोनों समुदायों के सारी संस्थाओं से अलग अलग हुई है और बहुत कम समय में एक संयुक्त मीटिंग भी भारत सरकार के गृह विभाग के अधिकारियों के साथ होगी। हम इसका रास्ता ढूंढने का प्रयास भी कर रहे हैं, मगर पहली चिंता शांति प्रस्तापित करने की है। जैसा मैंने कहा, 4 महीने से एक भी मौत नहीं हुई है, 2 इंजर्ड हुए हैं और परिस्थिति बाय एंड लार्ज कंट्रोल में। मैं नहीं कहता संतोषजनक, जब तक ये विस्थापित कैंपों में रहे तब तक संतोष होने का सवाल ही नहीं। पुनर्विसान पैकेज पर भी अभी चर्चा चल रही है मान्यवर, और आज तो मैं सदन के सामने मान्यवर राष्ट्रपति शासन का अनुमोदन कराने के लिए आया हूँ। ये कहा गया कि अविश्वास प्रस्ताव, कोई अविश्वास प्रस्ताव रिकॉर्ड पर नहीं माने। कांग्रेस पार्टी के लिए अविश्वास प्रस्ताव लाने के लिए इतने विधायक ही नहीं है कि वो अविश्वास प्रस्ताव लाए। ये हमारे मुख्यमंत्री ने इस्तीफा दिया, फिर राज्यपाल ने भाजपा के 37, एनपीपी के 6, एनपीएफ के 5, जेडीयू के 1 और कांग्रेस के 5 सदस्यों से चर्चा करी। जब बहुमत सदस्यों ने कहा कि हम सरकार बनाने की स्थिति में नहीं है, तब राष्ट्रपति शासन की कैबिनेट ने अनुशंसा की, जिसको राष्ट्रपति महोदय ने स्वीकारा और जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जजमेंट है, इसके हिसाब से मैं 2 माह के अंदर इसका अनुमोदन लेने के लिए आया हूं। मेरा सदन के सभी सदस्यों से विनंती है कि सरकार चाहती है कि जल्द से जल्द शांति हो, जल्द से जल्द पुनर्वसन हो और जो जख्म लगे हैं उस पर मरहम भी लगाए। कृपया सभी दल एक मत होकर ये राष्ट्रपति शासन के निर्णय का अनुमोदन करें, ऐसा मैं आपके माध्यम से विनंती करना चाहता हूं।
Parliamentary Standing Committee on Education, Women, Children, Youth and Sports has submitted their 356 and 366 reports on demand for grant 2025-26 at Rajya Sabha. The committee also recommended the Parliament lower house to provide financial aid for internally displaced persons IDPs. The committee further highlighted the difficulties faced by women and children of Manipur who are currently residing at relief camps across the state. They also recommended in the Parliament to instruct Ministry of Women and Child Development to form a special committee to implement programs or schemes for displaced women and children and to ensure that the schemes and programs reached affected women and children. The committee further requested the Ministry of Women and Child Development to sanction special funds to take up healthcare initiatives for displaced pregnant women, to take up special provision for displaced students to provide education and to provide jobs for mothers. On the other hand, Parliamentary Standing Committee on Education, Women, Children, Youth and Sports also mentioned in their 366th report to expedite the construction of National Sports University in Manipur and to appoint a Vice-Chancellor along with the faculties for the university. The committee further recommended to include under 19 students in NSU's program and to increase the number of seats. Meanwhile, starting the discussion on statutory resolution regarding President's rule in Manipur in Lok Sabha today, Congress leader Shashi Tharoor said his party support the President's rule in Manipur, but it should be used to restore peace and health in the region. He said the country witnessed a slow burning horror in the state Manipur since May 2023. Many have lost their lives, their homes, and people still continue to take shelter at relief camps. Speaking further, Shashi Tharoor asserted that the Congress party had been demanding the early imposition of President's rule, but that did not happen. It was only when the Chief Minister in Bahrain had resigned and when Congress party was preparing for no confidence motion, the centre decided to impose President's rule. On the other hand, supporting the President's rule by terming as a necessity, Shashi Tharoor said, through President's rule, centre must try to regain its legitimacy and public trust in the state. While highlighting the issue of illegal immigration and drug trafficking, Shashi Tharoor also urged centre to use President's rule as an opportunity to heal the state of Manipur and to foster dialogue among communities, to promote economic development, to ensure accountability in governance and to respect constitutional values that have been dismantled in the past many months. On the other hand, DMK leader K. Kanimozi criticized the BJP government for considering the discussion on the critical issue of Manipur crisis at 2 a.m. in the morning. This attitude of government shows disregard to people of Manipur who are suffering for the past 23 months.
This is the 11th instance that we will be approving President's rule in Manipur, which is a record, sir. The highest of any Indian state in the last 77 years. Now, sir, this is a very serious moment in our own country's history and in the history of Manipur, when sadly our own Prime Minister has not gone to listen to the pain and trauma of the suffering people. Even the Supreme Court has sent a delegation 2 weeks ago. They have visited, they have seen the conditions of the people there. And we would urge that this omission be rectified as soon as possible. In addition to that, sir, we really have to look at what President's rule means in practice for the people of Manipur. Manipur has a rich cultural heritage, natural resources, and yet it's struggling with economic underdevelopment, limited industrialization, high unemployment rates, and inadequate infrastructure. On top of that, the biggest crisis we're facing today, sir, is that there has been an erosion of public trust in the state of India, the state of Manipur, and its institutions. And that legitimacy has to be regained during this period of President's rule. On top of that, we are seeing the state facing severe challenges from illegal immigration and drug trafficking, exacerbating the social and economic conditions I've mentioned. There has been, sadly, a situation where in 2023, a prominent Manipuri woman police officer resign from the force, blaming the Chief Minister and the government for actually interfering in drug investigations and sheltering drug lords. This has been an absolute shame for the nation, sir. Now, in these circumstances, what do we want, Mr. Speaker? We would like to see President's rule seen as an opportunity to heal the state. It has to be an opportunity to foster dialogue amongst communities, to promote economic development, to ensure accountability in governance, and to respect constitutional values that have been cast to the winds over the last 2 years. It's essential now to restore the infrastructural power of the state. The state needs to restore its credibility. And here, President's rule is a necessary but not sufficient condition. But at the same time, it has to be conducted responsibly by the governor in order to ensure normalcy is restored and that constitutional order once again means something in Manipur.
Manipur so many times in this house, but today is the day you've chosen at after 2 o'clock in the middle of the night to discuss Manipur. It just shows how much regard you have for the people suffering there and how you care. You don't care. Is this the time to give us an opportunity to be discussing Manipur? So this shows how much this government does not care, disregards. You don't even want to give us time to discuss it properly tomorrow, sir. It is really sad.
BJP Manipur Pradesh has expressed their opposition against delimitation process based on 2001 census. They also formed a 13-member committee regarding the matter. The statement was made by BJP Manipur Pradesh Secretary General K. Sarat Kumar during a press conference which was held today at BJP Thambal Shanglan at Nithya Park Chuthe. Speaking further, K. Sarat Kumar reiterated BJP's commitment to support the decision made by all political party regarding delimitation process. He also spoke about Supreme Court's directive to conduct a delimitation process in Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland and Manipur based on 2001 census within 3 months. He also highlighted Guwahati High Court's directive against 2001 census. Furthermore, K. Sarat Kumar said that BJP Manipur Pradesh has also sent various official letters to relevant authorities to conduct a delimitation process based on precise census data and that the party has even submitted cases at court regarding the matter. Meanwhile, attending the press conference, Lamlai MLA Khongban Ibomcha highlighted that the committee was formed to ensure conduction of delimitation process which is based on precise census data. He also reiterated the party's commitment to stand with the public regarding delimitation.
Hojiksu BJP ki standi lairiba demographic imbalance lairiba mitop tangsil laiba mayamse masini thijana government of India na madu gi damakta manguna so koi hojiksi gano to bahore ILP sana hanba gi FMR gi kari gi amagi mayam to riba mayamse masi kari gi no haragadi hojiki si mitop sin khandoga koi original loiba nan honorable home minister na parliament haduni India si no singi foreigner singi dumping ground nate haidi se masi mo mayam ji ningsinga ga loina makse koi ta thoba matungda koi delimitation to view haibse masi BJP su link the stand ni haibse mayam da hangan jabni Manipur ki prasa punamak
2001 gi census tu so dum irregularities mayam amna laibadagi tawhre do koina concern am oibse karino hai kanda census tawba kan sida Manipur gi oiba indigenous khaise si phajana khantoga aduda topa mapandagi changjalakpa electoral roll da yawham thoktabada yawsanba khochanba kaidoba ayam lairisi masi sengna sengtokpagi census ama phajana clear oina tawrabu matungda koigi delimitation si tawgadabni haibuduni koi BJP na koi mapandagi koigi ain kaina changjalakpa kholakpa mayamna koi sidal laibasi yam serious oige jo handak huje current parliament sidasu koi ek ani pass tawhrabne mapandagi changjalakpa singsi mayam su loina information lebiramani changjalakpa singsi koi lakh tara fine tawba dagi 10 years imprisonment piba court paina sinasu BJP na mapandagi kaidagi changjalaga koi mitop sing kari singsi de yanjalaga leibasi koi lehenba yade
Various residents of villages across Bishnupur district lost their cattle amid the ongoing conflict which has persisted for almost 2 years. Villagers of Phubala and Sinusafai in Bishnupur district reported that their cattle were lost after the livestock were left at ground for feeding and that the cattle which were kept at their shade also suffered injuries due to gunfire. The villagers further reported that their cattle were lost and suffered injuries starting from March 29, and they also said that the returning cattle also suffered injuries. Sinusafai Ward number 5 residents have lost 5 cattle and 2 were injured till now, while residents of Ward number 6 lost 3 cattle and 1 cattle suffered injury. Phubala residents also reported that they lost 2 cattle till now. On the other hand, Narain Sena and Thamna Pokpi residents also reported about their lost cattle.
mayamnabudi sanse loiraga thadok tabi thamu haina order ke amodi khoi anakba station singdagi haibirak pasulai adubu khoi anambana di khoi lisang thajarabani adubu tangai phadana lisang thai haiduna su mabuk thalakramina ngatang chawapna senba kanda jaga ji kitang halaisan giba matamdani sanje halaktri se aduna yaraga di khoi government gi side tagi adigi mari leinaba department singdagi khoina awana taraba imung singda san halaktar leise aduki family singsi lansina maram oirakanda ana lau singu tawrakanda leiram budusu amu wana hojik lau singu yadabana maram oirakanda wana leibji matakta amusu sanung halaktabana maram oirakanda family singsi aduki mti awawa saitheng phangle aduna yaragadi mari leinaba department singdagi hairiba saitheng phanglaba san halaktadana amangata thoba imung singsida mari leinaba department singdagi angamba mateng su pihaningi ai isa ma front line da leijarakanda mayamgi seba tawjaba ward member amu oina su leijabanina mayamgi awabasi da saruksu yazaraga hojik su leijari adubu henna awana taraba miyam sida mateng pangbirak mari leinaba department singdagi henna nungaijagani haiduna miyamgi pungning chinsinjar.
All Manipur VDF Employees Welfare Association has demanded the extension of service for VDF personnel, which is expire in March this year. The association has also demanded relevant authority to disburse the annual fund, which is meant for 10,500 VDF personnel, and also to increase their monthly remuneration. While urging relevant authority to fill their demands by April 10th, all the Manipur VDF Welfare Association also warned to carry out agitation from April 11 in case authority fail to address their grievances. Speaking in this regard at Manipur Press Club today, President of the association, Laishom Devan, said the service term for VDF is extended every year, but it has not been extended so far. Even the service term has expired on March 31st. While urging relevant authority to extend their service, Devan also highlighted the crucial role played by VDF personnel during the ongoing unrest situation in Manipur. He also demanded relevant authority to release the fund for 2024-25, which is meant for 10,500 VDF personnel. He also demanded for increase of salaries for VDF personnel on par with the Manipur police personnel.
May home the Yahora, Jaga Kudimaka, District Kudimaka, Bunker, the Sanga, him been kind and Sanga labor. Today, the Hunter Chuamang to Tani, Goropsang, the Pala Lake, I don't know quite the Yamawa, they who so much extended of the Quitoropsi, Pangway River. I do a duty, the Empire, Naili Chenaba, hanging in Kaitegi, where Emma, the you could get no hand, never. A quickie, Tawasabi the Haitare, Tawasabi the could pay up the Haitare. I think number 2, Amana Quickie, the Kitangurama to see the Quickie, say he couldn't issue a quickie Pankai to ever, but yes, I took Posida, she 31 the Luhiva, 31 the Luhiva, Pandikai. Among say he does a quickie Panji, a moina bit of Kaivan home in a quick issue, Pashazo could pang home to one say. I don't Namsala Tonga. I don't know how to zoom with Namsana of Pashasu Yambazi. I don't know how to kill Laiva, a Pilki Tangara, Sabi extend the way Masansi, Senator Sakas and Mail in a department, a hecto of Trava. Adegi Akogi, Kanogi, Falgi Masansi, dead back to Roka, Kaiviana, Sindi Tragadi, Tangara, Hadak Laiva Tangara, the heck, Munga or Megi Diakoi, a Kanba Pongam, Junction of the same Sare.
The Tribal Youth Council Manipur in short TYCM has submitted a representation to the Special Secretary, Principal Secretary of the Tribal Affairs and Health Department seeking immediate cancellation of tenders and work orders for civil works up to Rs 20 lakhs. The TYCM request, which is based on an office memorandum dated March 19, 2020, stated that no tenders should be issued for civil works up to rupees 20 lakhs and added that such works should be awarded and executed by village beneficiary committees. It went on to emphasize that the office memorandum was issued with the approval of the State Cabinet on March 3, 2020, while alleging that the department's actions are in clear violation of its own orders and suppress the rights of VVCs. It then urged the department to take swift and appropriate action to ensure transparency and compliance with government directives. Vice-Chancellor of Manipur University, Professor N. Lokendra, has expressed deep concern on the adverse impacts received by the students of Manipur during the ongoing crisis. He was speaking at the inaugural function of one-day academic discourse on the Manipur crisis, organized by Manipur University's Departments of Law, Political Science, Southeast Asian Studies and College Development Council (CDO) at its VC Court Hall. Further speaking, Lokendra stated that the crisis greatly affects to the young minds who aspires to achieve bigger goals in life, including civil service aspirants. He added that the crisis also affects agricultural sector to a great extent, as many paddy fields and arable lands in fringe areas have been left unattended due to security reasons. Manipur University's Associate Professor Dr. Chinglin Mishram, retired Professor Naram Joy Kumar and retired IAS R.K. Nimai also attended at the function today.
Heard and you might have seen in the TV channels when the interviewer from Delhi came, they visited different places across the state and interviewed young people, both in the hills and the plain. And many of the young people, they were expressing their genuine grievances. Many of them were interested in preparing for civil service exam and the UPSC exam to get themselves appointed in their targeted goal of becoming a bureaucrat or army officers and so on and so forth. These are primary evidences, primary indications which suggest that the youths and the students, they are really affected by this 23 months of crisis in the state. Therefore, as against the policy of this demographic dividend which is sweeping across the country, Manipur is going backward. Manipur has not been able to harvest or to make use of this demographic dividends. And this is going to have a long negative impact in the overall academic and intellectual growth of the state of Manipur.
Deputy Director of the Directorate of Extension Education, CAU, Professor T.H. Ravindra, has asserted that the soil and climatic condition of Manipur favors cultivation of sunflower. He has maintained that CAU Imphal will ensure every possible assistance to farmers who wish to cultivate sunflower after Kharif season. Professor T.H. Ravindra was speaking on the sidelines of an inspection visit at sunflower farm located at Samtak Lokol in Kakching District's Wangu Laifam Awang today. The sunflower cultivation is maintained by farmers of Wangu Laifam Awang. Speaking further on the sidelines of a one-day farmers field day come interaction program, Professor T.H. Ravindra stressed on the need to grow crops by adapting to changing climate pattern. While expressing confidence that growing sunflower can be beneficial, Professor T.H. Ravindra said growing sunflower will not affect the Kharif season, as a particular high-yielding sunflower can be harvested within 90 to 100 days. He further asserted that growing sunflower can help in meeting the requirement of cooking oil in Manipur.
Winter winter matamsi yana paksana phangdabanina aduna aikoina ngasai ga tare December aside ai makai aikoina lau hek lokko lamsu phudokre kanda sem saba loira kanda thabi horaga kitang sagalappa January February size da patong chunghoraga di aikoina koi phau laktringai da haiba tare koi June July yawdringai da koi ga tare lokobagi adugum tanza do lobani aikoina iriba variety si yam short duration variety hai tare 90 to 100 high variety si asang musu laiko lerga su atien variety si thira kana thabani tawudabu numilei sidi sahi su padum thaba yai tawudabu numilei thaba matamda aikoi gidi lau phau thari bam pam se sida milai gi damak ta di koina farmer sing na labu kai thau yaroi da bunina koina phau lok ra matung da ano ba phau se hau dringai da lei ba gap se sigi marak se thaba ya na ba gi koi gi tanja du lok jara kan da gi international oi siri sa sai da ba gi expressing amade koi gi expressing tanar kan da koina manipur da milai se pa sabani.
Students Club Yumnam Kuno, Pole Star Club Yumnam Kuno Awang and Nisaban Singlup have strongly condemned National Vice President of NPP Yumnam Joy Kumar for allegedly tarnishing the image of Meitei village volunteers in his recent statement on social media. Addressing a press meet, General Secretary of Students Club Yumnam Kuno Nongmaithem Rocky termed Joy Kumar's statement as baseless, which portrayed Meitei community in a bad light. Rocky further demanded Joy Kumar to make clarification in his statement while cautioning that the National Vice President of NPP should be held responsible in case there is occurrence of any unwanted incidents in this connection.
April ki tangama numidang wairang gi pung nipang ni nipung nga chatpada National People's Party gi President Oibiriba Y Joy Kumar na mahaki Twitter account da lebak miyam sokpa yaba Manipur gi praja sing koi gi hokhiba April May gi tang ahum gi 2023 gi hokhiba lal sigi maram da lan na prithvi miyam na uya ba mong da agar kiba post adu bo maikei som da lebiriba koi gi Student Club Yunam Kuno Gold Star Club Yunam Kuno Awang amadi Bisaban Singlup punna apun organization na madu strongly condemn tawni aiba post aduna kunngak li basin housing lan na uba yaba amadi atopa community singi mamangda serana na puba yaba mongda mahaki thagak ki post adubo yaningdo phongdoi National People's Party gi President Viriba Y Joy Kumar na athu matamda lebak miyang mamangda singdok piraknaba nisingjari kaigumba madubu singdokta bataraga di miyam na lebak miyam na horokpa ihogda paike som gi lejaiba club organization singnasu mang thana saruk yagani haina ekoi nisingjari.
Kakching Kaithel Ima Loop and Kakching Apunbanupi Loop staged a sit-in at Kakching Kaithel today against the transfer order of Kakching SP Priyadarshini Laishram to Jiribam district by the authority. Speaking at the protest, Pukrambam Baby said that Priyadarshini has been appointed as the SP of Kakching district for a month only. She further condemned the governor's order to transfer the SP to Jiribam district. Furthermore, P. Baby asserted that the Kakching district residents might have a hard time consulting with the newly transferred SP for Kakching district, who is from outside the state. She further urged the relevant authority to revoke the transfer order. The protesters held various placards during the sit-in.
Anova lakani haidana laiba SP sichu aikoi praja khudingmaki oina koi mahaki seba tawjaruge da lakadawribani haujijiksu haiba anova lakni haidana laiba Jiribam da laiba koi SP sir sichu haiba praja koi gi praja khudingmaku ngakpi chenbiduna achauba thongtang puraga lairibani madusu aikoi achauba awangba thakta ma kuthagaba thamjari aduga aikhoina mangonda yaningtaba pendaba karimta laite tawbatabu hojojik laiba madam se aikhoiga mahaka akoi thani phawba koi loina jadri aduga district chigi khudingmak akoi tananingba khananingba kayama laibadu karimta phongdokpa ngamdringai tanja sida transfer order tholakpa se asi kaktang akhoina pendabadu adu kaktang phongdoksabu TKSP sinba TKSP sinba.
Joint Non-Governmental Voluntary Organization has condemned the authority for frequently changing Kakching District Superintendent of Police. In a press release, the association highlighted that Priyadarshini Laishram was appointed as Kakching SP after T.H. Bikramjit was transferred. They further expressed disappointment over the state authority for issuing a transfer order on April 1st for Priyadarshini Laishram, who has only been serving as SP for a short time. They asserted that an SP should be stationed at the district for at least 2 or 3 years. The organization further urged the authority to revoke the transfer order so that SP Priyadarshini Laishram can properly perform her duty as SP of the district. Jiribam police today arrested a vehicle thief and seized 4 two-wheeler vehicles from Kamaranga Muslim area. The arrest and the seizures were made during a search operation conducted by a joint team of Jiribam Police Station, led by its officer in charge, T. Rameshwar, and Special Mobile Patrol Unit, Jiribam, led by Sub-Inspector A. Krishna, early this morning. The police team initially recovered 4 two-wheeler vehicles, including a Bajaj Pulsar 220F bearing registration number AS11L4645, one Hero Extreme and an e-scooty Ather Rishta from the house of one Nuhul Islam alias Bapon, while a Yamaha MT-15 bearing registration number AS11Z6015 was subsequently recovered from another house. Jiribam police initiated legal action against Nuhul Islam after registering a case in this connection. Manipur State Power Company Limited MSPCL organized a one-day sensitization program on sexual harassment of women at workplace, prevention, prohibition and redressal act 2013 at the conference hall of State Lot Dispatch Center in Udimbam today. Speaking in the program, Commissioner of Power Dr. Sailesh Kumar Chawarsia stressed on the need to increase number of women at workplaces as India sets aim to become a developed nation through its Viksit Bharat 2040. He also emphasized on the need to develop women-friendly environment at workplaces.
The participation of women in job or any kind of economic contribution is, I'm not saying they are not doing economic contribution, but like job and professional career, their ratio is very, very less, in fact minuscule. And whatever they do at household, whatever hours they keep working, they are hardly accounted. So if you look forward for a very developing to the developed nation, there you need workforce. So is it possible with keeping half your population inside the household, we are not using their power, their contribution? We have to utilize whatever resources we have and first to bring out women to the workplace. Let them contribute to the economy.
Department of Geology, Waikomani Girls College organized a motivational talk on the topic Marine Geophysics and Exploration Geology at College Conference Hall today. Director of Geophysics at Marine and Coastal Survey Division Eastern Region Geology Survey of India Director Dr. Lukram Ingocha Mete, Principal of Waikomani Girls College Professor Hanjavam Manoranjan, Head of Geology Department, Waikomani Girls College Dr. Hijam Pusparani attended the program. Speaking in the program, Dr. Lukram Ingocha elaborated about geophysics, marine geophysics and exploration, and also highlighted about the various studies that are being conducted in ocean. He also attended to queries raised by the students. Organizing Committee of First Assam State Hun Thado Cultural Festival 2025 is set to organize the festival on April 4th in Guwahati, Assam, despite challenges posed by Kuki community. In the press release, the organizing committee highlighted that the festival will be organized with the aim of celebrating and promoting rich cultural heritage of Thado tribe in Assam, particularly in Dima Hasao and Garbi Anglong. They further condemn unlawful actions of certain groups, including Kuki militant outfits and their frontal organizations like Kuki Inpi Assam, which have attempted to undermine the significance of this event by issuing decrees, coercing Thado leaders into signing a forced declaration and calling for a boycott of the festival. Furthermore, the organizing committee also commended government authorities for their timely intervention and commitment to ensure peaceful and successful conduct of the festival. They also urged Thado community to attend the festival and also asserted that Thado will stand as a distinct ethnic group which is independent from other entities, especially Kuki. Border Security Force BSF today organized a pension adalat at its 164 Battalion headquarters located at Koirengai. Many pensioners, including officers and supported officers and family pensioners, participated at the Pension Adalat, where DIG Sector Headquarters Circle Inspector Manipur Brigadier Dipankar Shah and Commandant of 164 Battalion interacted with BSF pensioners. A free health camp was also held as a part of the event. Imphal East District Magistrate has informed all arms license holders and arms dealers operating in Imphal East District to submit self-attested copies of their licenses along with duly filled-in information in the forms provided by the authority. In an official notification today, the arms license holders and arms dealers are instructed to submit the relevant papers to their respective local police stations on or before April 15 for verification. The notice further mentioned that failure to comply may result in the cancellation of the license without further notice. Now moving to national news. Myanmar's ruling military government has declared temporary ceasefire in its operation against armed opposition groups to focus on recovery efforts following powerful earthquake that has claimed more than 3,000 lives. State-run MRTF announced that the ceasefire will remain in effect until April 22nd, citing the need for effective rescue operations and rehabilitation in the wake of 7.7 magnitude quake that struck on Friday. The tremor caused a widespread destruction, particularly in Mandalay, one of the hardest hit areas where residents have been left without electricity and running water. The devastating quake also affected neighboring Thailand, where at least 22 people lost their lives, including 15 workers at a high-rise construction site, according to Bangkok's Erawan Emergency Center. As the humanitarian crisis worsens, aid agencies are warning of severe health risks. The United Nations reported rise in cases of acute diarrhea and heat-related illnesses in displacement camps. The United Nations and other humanitarian organizations have called for urgent assistance to address the growing crisis. The international community is closely monitoring the situation as Myanmar struggles to recover from one of its deadliest natural disasters in recent history. Now the sports news. EMV FC Lamlai and Friendship NFC Ningombam won their respective matches in the ongoing 23rd Challenge Cup Veteran Football Tournament 2025 being played at Sai NERC Ground, Takil. In the Group B clash today, EMV FC Lamlai defeated Thangmeiban FC 3-0. And in another Group D match, Friendship NFC Ningombam beat VFC Singjamai by 4-3. In the next matches to be played tomorrow, Flak Kiamgai will face TRVFC SA Malom in the first match, while Vasai Thangmeiban will lock horns with Amba FC Imphal West. Classic Football Academy defeated Mumbai City FC by 1-0 in the ongoing National Group stage of Reliance Foundation Development League 2025. Classic Football Academy, which is representing Manipur in the league, is currently at top of table with 9 points. In the match that was played yesterday at Natural Pitch RCP in Mumbai, Classic Football Academy picked up the crucial point through the solitary goal scored by Mohammad Arbaz. Classic Football Academy will take on Mohan Bagan Supergiant West Bengal at 7 p.m. on April 5th. Classic Football Academy is coached by Chandam Chitrasen with Yumnam Robinshan as team manager, Genius Mangshava as assistant coach and Akocham Dickey as physiotherapist. And now the weather report. According to ICR, regional central Imphal part state's maximum temperature was recorded at 30.4 degrees Celsius, while the minimum temperature was 17 degrees Celsius. The maximum relative humidity was measured to be 77% in the morning and 46% in the evening today. And before we wrap up, let's take a quick look at the headlines once again. Lok Sabha confirms imposition of President's rule in Manipur with members across party lines supporting the decision but slamming centre for situation in the state. Parliamentary Standing Committee on Education, Women, Children, Youth and Sports presents 365th and report recommending urgent attention to plight of Manipur's displaced women and children. BJP Manipur Pradesh forms Committee for Fair Delimitation Process, reaffirms stand against delimitation based on 2001 census data. And the villages in Bishnupur district report large number of cattle missing with several found injured with bullet wounds. Well, that's all we have for today. Thank you for watching SKTV News and keep watching for more news updates. Till then, good night.